Hello and welcome to the Art of Selling Online Courses. We are here to share winning strategies and secret hacks from top performers in the online course industry. My name is John Ainsworth and today's guests are Josip Belina and Monica Badiu. So Monica's our in-house copywriting chief and copy coach, and Josip is our funnel strategy lead. He's the guy who's developed most of the systems that we use for all of our clients on our funnels. So today we're going to be talking about 3 clients that we've helped to make $100,000 or more extra per year just by changes to their order bumps. And we're going to show you how it can make you a ton more money. Before we start learning from Monica and Josip, I want to mention our sponsor. And today's sponsor, as always, is our company, Data Driven Marketing. We help online course creators double to quintuple their revenue through strategic funnel optimization. We help you convert more visitors to leads, leads into sales, and sales to higher revenue sales. So go to datadrivenmarketing.co/calculator to find out how much more money you could be making from your courses with the ideal funnel. Monica and Josip, welcome to the show.
Happy to be here.
Hello. Happy to be back.
So give us a recap, remind everybody in case they've forgotten, what are order bumps?
Right, so the order bump is probably the simplest thing that you can set up in your sales funnel that will increase your revenue and value per transaction right away. So it's a simple product that you put in a checkout that just by ticking a box, you can add it to your overall complete order and basically pay a bit more money to get something additional that ideally goes hand to hand with the tripwire product or the main product that you're buying.
Nice. So someone's on the checkout page, there's an additional offer, they click the tick box to get it. What kind of things fit there? Let's say someone's selling a course for $99. What kind of thing might be the order bump and what kind of price might it be?
So we've had clients who are offering 4 order bumps like books, bundles of books and courses, worksheets, live Zoom calls. So a small package of that. What else have we had, Josip?
I think most people would sell just either a bit of a course or a splintered part of a bigger course, or just a worksheets, a PDF, something that goes well with the main product that they are selling.
And what kind of price point would you normally have the order bump at?
We've seen the best results with around $37 price point if the main product is around $99. Now, the price may vary here a lot, so that needs to be split tested. But 27, 37, 47, if the main product price is around 300, can even go higher, maybe even 100. But what we've seen work, especially with the email promotions, is around $30 to $47 price point for an order bump.
I don't think I told you about this. I was talking to someone the other day about it, and they told me that they've had their order bumps be more expensive than the actual product, and it's converting great.
I think we want to test that. We've talked about it quite a bit in the last few months. We never had a really good example where we could test that or a really good opportunity, but this is definitely something that we are planning on testing.
Cool. So we know now what order bumps are, how they normally fit in, what kind of things are used. Let's get into these case studies. So we've got a client in the self-help course business. What was the situation before we made any changes? What was the order bump and what were the kind of numbers for it?
Right, so when we first started out, there was no order bumps. So the first thing, the obvious thing was to add them, and it worked well. The problem, we added a $7 audiobook. Now, having something is obviously better than not having anything. The conversion rate there was decent. Over a period of about 7 or 8 months, the average take rate was more than 50%, around 52, 53%. So we were making decent money, around $1,600 on average on a weekly basis. So that was good. But the problem there was that the main product was either 27 or 70-ish dollars. So an order bump of $7 is just a wasted opportunity because you need something more expensive. And if you can get 50+% conversion rate with a $7 product, increasing the price to 27 or 37 should not decrease the take rate by a lot. So that was basically the first thing that we did when we got the chance. We updated the price. We basically updated the order bump because that was just an audiobook. So we bundled it with a few other products. We created a bundle that goes hand to hand with the main offer. And we tested it at $27. And what happened there was that the conversion rate dropped, obviously, to around 37 or 38% on average on a weekly basis, but the price is $20 more. So now we are averaging $2,600 instead of like a 1,000 something.
Nice. So you 4 times the price, just about, and it only decreased the conversion rate from like 52 to 37. So that's like a third, like down 30% or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll do the numbers in my head, like 50.
Yeah,
about a third.
Yeah, actually, so we were making $1,000. I'm just checking the numbers. We were making $1,000 a month, a week on average.
Yeah.
From that, and then we went from that to about 2,600 a week.
Beautiful. Okay. So I think one of the crucial things that people have to remember is it's better to have something than nothing. So that's one of the things you said. And I see people sometimes going, I won't put anything up because I want to make this perfect order bump that's going to go with this. And it's because they had an order bump at $7. They made $1,000 extra a month for whatever it was.
Yeah, a week, basically. So that's more. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, even better. Right. So they made $1,000 extra every week for whatever it was, 7 months or something. And now they're making more. So that's the first thing. The second thing was you 4 times the price and it only decreased the conversion rate by a third. So it went up enormously in terms of total revenue. And the way that you did it was you kept the current order bump product, but you put some other things with it. You bundled some other bits and pieces. Did you have, or did they have to make any of those additional products, or were they things that already existed?
Their team did not have to create anything new. They just needed to send everything to us and we would set everything up for them.
Yeah, it's easier to have something in place when it comes to an order bump. The actual copy element, it's not that large, and you don't have to get like the perfect offer for this. You just need to have something in place so you can have something to improve on over time.
Yeah, don't start by trying to optimize. You start by doing something, get the stuff in place, and then you come back and optimize later. Beautiful. All right, cool. So that's example 1. Oh, what price was the main product that went with?
$27.
So the original product is $27. The original order bump was $7, and the new order bump was also $27. So it's the same price as the product. Nice. Okay, cool. All right. So the second example is somebody in the SEO training space, and they've got a much more expensive course that they're selling. It's like $600, I think. It's the end of a webinar, and they put up an order bump. I talked to them about the original conversation was I talked to them about all the steps that we recommend doing. And he asked me about launches. And he said, how do you do the most like awesome launch? And so I explained like what all the steps are involved in an awesome launch. And I said, but don't do it. And he said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, you haven't got an order bump. So why would you do anything else until you've got an order bump? And he's like, really? And I'm like, seriously, like this is how much, if we figured out how much money it was going to make him. And he set it up. They did create a product. They didn't follow my advice exactly, but it took them about a month and they had something together and they put that up as the order bump. And he messaged me and he's like, we're making an extra 6 figures a year from having an order bump when we didn't before. I was like, do you see what I meant? And he's like, oh yeah, okay, cool. He's like, what could we do to improve it? And I had a look and I said, double the price. He's like, for what though? What else are we giving them? I'm like, nothing, just double the price. It's like, as long as you think it's worth it, as long as you think they pay that money and they feel good about it, then just try doubling the price on it. And that made them an extra $100,000 a year by doubling the price. And they went from $99 to $199 for the order bump for exactly the same thing. And the conversion rate went down from, I think it was 42% down to about 36%. So it hardly changed at all. So basically everybody who was buying it would have been totally happy with the 109. So then he said to me, well, what should I do now? And I said, try putting it up again.
If
It's
it
like, try
works,
$2.49, try $2.99. Let's find out. Maybe it'll go down, and then you'll know. And then you put it back to the previous one, but maybe it won't.
if you're not running split tests here, then it's a wasted opportunity again. There is a lot of stuff that you can do to optimize something like that. Just maybe even changing the headline or the name of the course, renaming the whole bundle. The bundle can stay the same, but the way you present it, if you change that, you can double your conversion rate.
Yeah. My advice to that guy was actually leave the order bump alone and go set up an upsell, because you haven't done that yet. And having that in place is better than maybe optimizing the order bump. Like that's
Absolutely.
get them all in place first.
I think a lot of people get stuck in the idea that they have to have a low price for the order bump to get people to buy it, but it's not the price, it's the value that they can get with it.
Yeah.
So a bundle works really good there, I think, because you have the perceived value of this is, I'm getting like a lot of stuff for a specific amount of money.
Yeah. All right. So we've got a third example of this as well, really just to hammer home to everybody that like we mean this. This actually really works. So
basically, we start with that in our training. This is the reason why we start with that.
The order bumps, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the best one. Yeah. Everybody doesn't have an order bump. They're just upsetting me, It's not right. So what's our third example? What space are they in?
We're in dog training niche.
All right. What did they have before? What was the situation before it got changed?
Again, before we started working with them, they really did not have order bumps, or at least they didn't have optimized order bumps. So when they introduced them, again, better to have something that not have anything. They had decent conversion rates of about 15 to 20%. Then it went up, then it went a bit more up. So we tested different price points, normally about $15. But here we did a slightly different approach. We didn't really change, we didn't really build a new product or a bundle. Here we did split testing, price split testing, and then changing order bumps to match different products. So the latest example from a few weeks ago, I think last week, we've stopped that split test. So we have increased the price. We have increased the price of the order bump, and we have tested it for 4 or 5 weeks. Basically, by doubling the price, our conversion rate went down again by a bit less than 1/3, about 26, 27%. But the overall revenue from that part of the funnel, from the order bumps, went up by 25%.
Overall revenue up by 25%. Okay.
Yeah, from those order bumps. So now we are making almost $2.5 grand more from basically the same audience on a regular basis.
Is that per month, per week?
That's per month.
Per month. Okay, cool. So that's an extra $30,000 a year from that order bump. Is that right?
Yes. And then we have another example on another product, but same client. We changed the name of the order bump that we were using. And up until that point, the average take rate was about 22%. Just by changing the name and positioning it differently, the average conversion rate went up to about 30, 31%. And now we will run a split test where we are also changing the text. So I'm expecting that to get to around 40%, basically doubling the take rate of an order bump. Everything is the same. We've just renamed the course and we've updated the text. It's still the same product.
Okay, so little recap then. So the crucial thing is go through and get everything in place first before you start doing any of this optimization. But if you've already got order bumps, upsells, are doing 2 email promotions a month, you've got lead magnets all over your website and on the social media, you've got good sales pages, good checkout pages, all of that stuff, then go back through and you start optimizing your order bumps. And that potentially could make you an awful lot more money, depending on what your kind of current revenue, traffic, email list, etc. is. And the tactics that we've talked about are same product, just increase the pricing. That worked really well. There wasn't much of a decrease at all. We've had increase the price 4 times to the same price as the actual product, main product you're selling, by doing a bundle, keeping the same thing and then bundling a bunch of other stuff together. Changing the name of the order bump, and that worked well as well. Is it changing the name and increasing the price? What was it you've done there?
It was just changing the name. It was not changing the name and
Just
increasing
changing the
the
name,
price.
that increased conversion rate. Okay.
Yeah, try not to do two things at once.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the last one you're going to try is changing the text, but we haven't done that one yet to see how big of a difference that makes. And ideally, you do all of these with split tests, right? So you're running the data through, and you can actually, and you run the split test for a long time. So you get statistically significant data, because otherwise sometimes it looks like it's up and then it goes down and you can't tell. How can people do that? Like, what kind of software can you do that in Kajabi or Teachable, or do you need something cleverer like ClickFunnels for doing split tests on an order bump?
It can be done in ClickFunnels if you're using ClickFunnels. If you're using WordPress, there are various plugins that you can use there. For Kajabi, I don't think that you would need a third-party software that would help you to do split tests, but it's relatively simple to do. So researching using stuff like Google Optimize should help.
Yeah, it's a little harder to use Google Optimize than to just set up an order bump in the first place, but it's not rocket science, is it? It's like you install a bit of code and you make some tweaks and you run the test and it runs. Yeah.
Plus, we work with online course creators, so anyone who built a business around that, it should be pretty straightforward and simple to set up a split test. Might take you an hour or two to figure it out, but it's straightforward and simple.
Monica, any final words about the order bumps and how to think about these changes?
So these usually have specific formulas. You need a headline. Usually the headline is in the form of a call to action, like, yes, add this product name to my order for, and that's the price. And then you have a description, maximum 3 lines of text, but those need to be very clear. When I write them, I usually say what's the benefit and try to explain a little bit what they're going to get. So is it a course? Is it a combination of different worksheets and a mini course or video lessons that help this target audience achieve this benefit? I think we've also tested bullet points in the order bump, which made the body text a little bit longer. I don't remember what the results there were, but I think there were multiple products in that order bump. So that's why we had the bullet points. But usually make it simple, explain it, try your best to explain it in very short sentences and make it very clear, like what it does, who is it for, and what's the price. That's very important.
Sweet, simple, and like 3 or 4 sentences, right? It's not long.
Yeah, it's like one of the easiest things you can write in your funnel.
Yeah, if you are currently making sales of your courses and you don't have an order bump, just go set up an order bump. It's like, please. You're going to make an extra 20%, 10, 15, 20% revenue. It's just
we have a rule that every front-end sales page, so every checkout page where you need to input your credit card details, needs to have an order bump.
Yeah, always. All right, beautiful. Thank you, guys. And if you've enjoyed this and you want to get more of this wonderful wisdom into your ears, then make sure to subscribe to the podcast. If you need help and you want to get in touch around the group coaching program, then just drop us an email, john@datadrivenmarketing.co. Thanks so much, guys. And we will talk again next month.
Thank you.
Bye.